Hello viewer, we welcome you to the Power Circuit. It is proudly brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, to give you updates and scorecards in the Nigerian power sector. I am Amara Agogesi. In this edition, we are bringing an expose on the encroachment on power transmission lines right-of-way in Nigeria. There are also the crucial issues of vandalism and sand excavation around power transmission lines. TCN completes and connects a new 330 kV transmission substation in Bauchi. Please stay with us. Power transmission lines are crucial for delivering electricity across Nigeria. However, the encroachment of these lines built and operated by the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) poses significant risks and challenges. Last week, we took you through an assessment of encroached power transmission lines right-of-way in Lagos. Today, let's explore this pressing issue, particularly in Abuja.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN) is a critical player in the power sector value chain as it transmits bulk electricity from power generation plants to distribution load centers, which is then supplied to customers' load connection points. The operation of the transmission system is a complex mix of hardware infrastructure, software, and scaled system operational strategies. In all these, power transmission lines, often seen as high-tension cables, are essential for transporting electricity from generation stations to various regions. These lines are typically elevated on pylons and poles. Across Nigeria, encroachment on the right-of-way of power transmission lines is a growing concern. People erect structures, workshops, and even residential buildings dangerously close to these lines. These issues pose a lot of concern for the management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria (TCN). The General Manager, Health, Safety and Environment at TCN, Mr. Ahmed Rufai, in an extensive interview, spoke about the priority to promote a strong safety culture at the company.
Our department is responsible for ensuring a safe working environment for all employees, contractors, and also the public. We develop and implement policies, guidelines, and procedures to manage health, safety, and environmental risks effectively. And our focus includes compliance with the regulations, capacity building through training, conducting risk assessments, incident investigation, and promoting a strong safety culture across the organization. TCN has a robust framework to address safety issues across its coverage area. While challenges exist due to the vastness of the network, we continuously enhance capacity by investing in safety infrastructure, training programs, and employing qualified personnel, deploying them to places where they add value. We also collaborate with the regulatory bodies, communities, and stakeholders to manage safety effectively.
Despite regulations, Many areas have seen unauthorized constructions near power lines, increasing the risk of accidents and electrocution. The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has assessed this situation within Abuja, and it is worrisome. Towards ensuring the safety of lives and property along power lines right-of-way, the federal government stipulates the length of land you should leave before you can build or conduct any business around those lines. This is a guide to observing the transmission lines right-of-way to avoid violation, while you should not build or trade under and close to transmission lines. Here is the number of meters of land to leave around power lines right-of-way. You should leave 25 meters each on both sides of a 330 kV power transmission line right-of-way. For a 132 kV transmission line right-of-way, you are required to leave 15 meters each on the both sides. You must set aside 7.5 meters each on both sides of where a 33 kV distribution line passes through. And for the 11 kV distribution line, you must leave 5.5 meter space on both sides of the line. Let's keep obeying these stipulations as you join to contribute to safety around power lines. Mr. Rufai noted that there are prevalent cases of vandalism and encroachment of right-of-way or power transmission infrastructure in Nigeria.
People encroach our right-of-way, where they go and carry out unauthorized activities. And also the issue of vandalism. Our critical infrastructures are being vandalized day in, day out. So these are things we have to contend with.
Encroachment on power lines can lead to severe consequences, including electrical accidents. The electromagnetic radiation from high-tension cables poses health risks, and the potential for electrical accidents is high.
Scientifically, if somebody stays within the regulatory limit, the exposure to electromagnetic fields does not really affect someone, but we still discourage people from walking under our within our right of way to avoid accidents due to infrastructure failure, line snapping, and the rest, which may even lead to electrocution.
TCN has been engaging with communities to prevent encroachment and vandalism of power transmission infrastructure. One such campaign was held recently in Lele community under the Kwali local government area of the Federal Capital Territory to educate the community about the dangers of vandalism. The management official of TCN knows that residents must understand the risks of encroachment, vandalism of these power infrastructures, as well as sand excavation, and comply with regulations. Protecting the right-of-way of power transmission lines is not just about following the law, it's about safeguarding lives.
Well, we have adopted a multi-pronged approach. The approach includes regular engagement of communities and community leaders, traditional rulers, and other stakeholders, as well as the security agents to come in and assist to stop the encroachment. And we also enlighten them, that is the community, as well as the staff, as to how to carry out their jobs safely and discourage people from encroaching. And also we try to win people to our side, that is the locals, let them be advocates in this regard.
We will be right back, and we will take you deeper into cases of the encroachment of right-of-way of power transmission lines, especially in Abuja.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, transmits bulk electricity from power generating companies, GenCos, to distribution load centers of distribution companies, DISCOs, nationwide. At TCN, we transport bulk electricity at very high voltage to DISCOs, who now off-take it and distributes it directly to electricity customers nationwide. TCN does not generate electricity. We transport the quantum of power generated to distribution load centers. TCN does not distribute electricity directly to electricity consumers. Our job stops where that of the DISCOs begin. TCN, transmitting bulk electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
There are several cases of encroachment around the Lugbe axis of Abuja. The residents were enlightened about the dangers of engaging in activities right under the transmission lines. The residents were enlightened in Hausa language about the dangers of engaging in activities right under the transmission lines.
Wasu da wannan waya din nan ramai ya fito cikin ya saka ga duk inda aka yi wannan din lokacin aka kuma jama'a sa'a domin baka san lokacin da za a kawo ta yayin spa kaka ci komai baba ba wani so shi yasa muka fito daga ofis muka don mu kara wannan sun yadda kuma za ku hikima ko ba gaskiya ba domin ya faru da kai mama ni ma ba zan ji daɗi ba ko ba gaskiya ba kaga zaman da kake zuma nan ka san mutane nawa kana cin da su ba za mu ko ba gaskiya ba amma kada mu yi mutuwa wulakanci so shi yasa abin da ya kawo mu ke.
Cases of sand excavation and dumping of refuse on power transmission tower bases are other challenges for the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. However, the company is tackling these issues the best way it could, says Mr. Rufai.
What we really do is we conduct sensitization to educate people on the implication of carrying out such excavations and how it would affect our infrastructure. And again, the law enforcement agents are also involved, and we carry out regular patrol so that the moment any action, anyone starts excavating within our right of way, we try to address that.
The head of Health, Safety and Environment at TCN is appealing to Nigerians to work together to stamp out these actions that destroy our commonwealth.
My message is that this is a collective responsibility. We are all stakeholders as far as this is concerned. So we urge people to support TCN when it comes to addressing the issue of interfering with any of our infrastructure. We urge Nigerians to avoid activities within the right of way, such as farming, building, and excavating sand. It shouldn't be within our right of way. And then we also require them to report any suspicious activity, any vandalism or hazards to TCN, as well as to the law enforcement agents around. And also we employ them to educate one another, on the dangers of unauthorized access to high voltage installations.
Encroachment on power transmission lines, the vandalism of any of such assets or excavation of sand around tower bases are serious issues that require collective action. By working together, we can ensure a safer environment for everyone in Nigeria. The power circuit continues after this break.
Oh my God, what caused this fire? Eh? Hey, God help us. Assuming this thing happened in the night, nobody from this building would have come out alive.
Madam, this is why we have warned landlords not to erect structures under the high voltage lines. If this high voltage line fell on the ground, nothing would have happened. But because this structure has been wrongly erected and the high voltage line fell on it, that is why whatever has happened has happened. We advise landlords to always consult the Transmission Company of Nigeria on their safety compliance on the right of way, so that something like this does not happen again.
Oga, we are talking of burnt house and you are talking of right of way. What is right of way and safety compliance?
Safety compliance simply means before erecting any structure around any electricity tower or line, there are safety distances you must adhere to. These safety distances are 25 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 330 kV, 15 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 132 kV, and 7.5 meters on both sides of the electric tower in the case of a 33/11 kV. These stipulated safety distance instructions are what we call right of way. If these simple, basic safety distances are adhered to, trust me, there will be less loss of property and lives resulting from cut transmission lines.
Visit Transmission Company of Nigeria office nearest to you for your safety regulations before erecting structures. Let us save lives and properties and build a stronger Nigeria. This message is from the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. transmitting electricity in the most efficient and effective manner.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has completed a new 330 kV transmission substation in Bauchi State and is working on connecting it to the national electricity grid. Just at the weekend, TCN completed a major connection task by linking the new substation to the 330 kV Jos Bauchi-Gombe transmission line. Here is the rest of the report.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, is a critical player in the power sector value chain as it transmits electricity from power generating plants to distribution load centers. Towards enhancing its capacity to transmit more bulk electricity, TCN has been delivering on several power transmission projects. The latest among these completed projects is the 330 kV Bauchi transmission substation. As part of the process to put the new facility to immediate use, the field officers of TCN at the weekend completed the construction of a turn-in, turn-out along the 330 kV Jos Bauchi-Gombe transmission line to connect the new transmission substation to the grid. TCN is also constructing a new transmission tower to enhance the resilience and flexibility of the network. This will allow the Bauchi and Gombe transmission substations to act as mutual backups in the event of maintenance or a fault. With this switch point, the Jos transmission substation could supply to Bauchi substation directly through a 132 kV transmission line. This could happen whenever the primary 330 kV connection from Gombe is available. This new arrangement enhances power reliability, diversifies transmission routes, and improves emergency response efficiency.
TCN says it remains committed to strengthening Nigeria's electricity infrastructure to facilitate a more stable and effective bulk power supply. As we wrap up, let's have a recap of this edition. The special report was on the encroachment on power transmission lines right-of-way in Nigeria. There are also the crucial issues of vandalism and sand excavation around power transmission lines. We also told you that TCN has completed and connected a new 330 kV transmission substation in Bauchi to the national grid. You can always get more from the power circuit as TCN has made all editions available on the TCN YouTube channel. Kindly connect with TCN on all its social media platforms by liking the TCN page on Facebook via Transmission Company of Nigeria. You can also follow TCN on X, formerly Twitter, by searching for @TCN_Nigeria. Experience TCN and its activities on Instagram as you click TCN_Nigeria. TCN officials are always there to receive your observations and comments by email to affairs.public@tcn.org.ng. For more information about the company's activities, go to the interactive website www.tcn.org.ng. There is also an information site www.tcnnews.ng where TCN keeps you updated about power sector activities. Please continue to do your best in guarding against vandalism of power transmission lines, towers and substations in your locality. The management of TCN is working round the clock to always improve on bulk power evacuation for national development. Keep a date with us next week. I am Amara Agugesi. Thank you.